Alrighty.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll introduce the top player. Spawning up in the top left, we have FS BenAD as the purple Protoss. Would you like to introduce the
And in the eastern quadrant of the map, we have our blue Protoss FS Vulcan.
Woo! Now, as I was saying in the last attempt of this stream event, I have versed Vulcan previously in the past in a, I believe it was also an internal tournament for the clan, and ended up beating him in straight sets, I believe, with just banelings. So I know he absolutely hates those little green rolling things. And I'm waiting for our rematch to hopefully take part in this.
Yeah, well, it could very well happen. I haven't looked at the brackets in that much detail lately, but you might clash heads again. You might come under the pump against your insane banling play. Opening up very standard though, PvP. The first 3 minutes are always very similar. Each player getting their first gate and they're gassed.
Definitely, PvP play is pretty much always standard. Generally, if you break the vibe, you just die. Unless you do a strategy right down to the T and catch them off guard.
Vulcan getting his first attacking unit of the game with a Zealot coming out of his gateway.
Well, I'd have to say the probe in Ben's base is the first attacking unit, doing over 50 points of damage to the shield of the gateway. So, Hero Probe trying to do his best.
Ooh. Irreparable.
Irreparable. If that was a barracks,
Ben's got his rally point for that gateway marked on... Oh yeah. The gateway was had its rally point on that probe, but it's slipped away to the forward Zelnaga tower. He's looking to control those towers to keep map vision. Make sure there's a bit of an insurance to make sure that Ben wasn't doing any fast 2-gas sort of shenanigans, and Ben's lone Zealot is now hacking away at the HP of that assimilator, and a second Zealot joining, doubling the DPS, and it'll be falling anytime now.
I do like the good old gas steal, especially against Terran, trying to at least slow down the Banshees, at the very least. Plus it also gives you that little bit of scouting information, especially when you're playing as something that isn't Zerg and doesn't wall off. It's got a nice view of all those gateways.
That's it. You've seen the 4 gates coming out from BenAD, which are now all morphing into warp gates simultaneously.
And the probe scouting the army moving out as well. A very nice spread of units.
He's got a proxy pylon right up next to... Yeah. He's got a couple of sentries which will help him to block that ramp. He's sectioned off 3 Zealots.
He's lost
in his main for the Stalkers to fire. But the Immortal does come out to start chugging away. And Ben using the map vision to walk in on the high ground, that's very smart play.
There from Ben.
Enabling him to take down all of the shields and half the health of that Immortal. Taking down sentries now. And a flood of Zealot Stalker it's probably going to seal the deal for this game.
This is not looking good for Vulcan. Throwing down the G.
And Vulcan types in a single lone G.
Was that good or was that game though? I mean,
because he got that extra bit of chrono.
Look at
BenAD
the speed
does.
of the gateway. Oh, it's actually behind. Okay.
Oh, it's
This is bad.
yeah. Ben got the gate up a second ahead, and he's taken the lead with a 1 second earlier probe as well. So it just goes to show that that first probe and pylon don't mean everything. Vulcan opting for 14 gas.
Interesting.
Ben not building his gas yet, and there we go. A nice 15 gas build.
Have a pylon down from Vulcan.
So
Ben quickly on it, just in case he has.
could he be faking a cannon rush?
In.
Yeah, so I think that was a bit of a attempt to fake some sort of cannon rush, so that Ben might pull too many probes off.
Quite possibly.
And cause him some serious economic damage, but he didn't fall for it. He pulled the appropriate number of probes, and he's
There is always that amazing moment when you're playing as Protoss on the ladder, and you chuck a pylon down, and every single probe from the base comes to try and kill it.
that's it.
Good old Bronze League. Now Ben only has 2 workers in his gas. Could that be deliberate, or is this some shifty Protoss play going on?
I think we'll soon see. There we go, he's put his third in now, so I do believe he was just optimizing his mineral income a little bit so he can get some faster gateway units out.
Quite
But
possibly.
he continues to chrono boost probe, not choosing to chrono boost any warp gate research at the moment, so we probably won't be seeing a 4 gate again.
Which is disappointing. I'd like to see some DT play actually.
Yeah, a nice DT expand build into some sort of Zealot Archon could be quite strong.
We have a pylon going down in the 4th base here from Vulcan. And a total of 4
Yes,
gateways. It's like he's saying, you want a 4 gateway to me? I'll 4 gateway to you.
He is significantly behind on supply for this early in the game by a factor of 6, and we see that he's getting a robo as well.
Interesting. This might not be going too well for Ben. He does not have a single sentry.
He's actually proxying the robo. Vulcan choosing to proxy that robo.
I mean, the 9-minute proxy robo immortal war prism play is almost as popular as the 9-minute Nidus, in all honesty.
Yep, there we go, a warp prism coming out for Vulcan, so he'll be looking to do a bit of a 2-pronged attack. He's got Zealot Stalker positioned at Ben's natural, and
Ben
a
just
nice
would not be
contingent
expecting
of
it.
Zealot Stalker ready for the warp prism. That's it. He hasn't seen a robo, so he's not going to be expecting the warp prism. So Vulcan's done a very nice job to proxy that one.
Definitely. Although he's got to be suspecting
And
something's going on with the 4-gate timing come and gone now.
that's it. He's getting an observer, so he's thinking DTs.
Yep. So we have the warp prism coming in now, dropping out in the back of the base, while a push going in.
And he has just seen the warp prism.
Well, it's pretty easy to see a warp prism beating down on your face.
Ben choosing to thwart the attack of the back of the base first. He's pulled probes now, which is a little bit of a smart move.
Definitely, although I'd have those probes out attacking those stalkers if I could. The stalkers are all gone now, it's just zealots. And everything's gone now.
We do have
War
a
Prism's
Stalker
coming
and
back
2
in
Zealots,
round
but they're going to
two.
be met by an even bigger part. But Ben does warp in a Stalker at the back of the base to try and deal with that. The attack at the front ramp is quickly thwarted as there were much less units, but he just does need to bring those army units to the back of his base so that he stops losing probes.
It really does. It's not looking good.
And they are sitting idly. There is an attack going on and his army is sitting idly at his ramp. Could he have unhotkeyed something?
It
Oh,
is
here they
quite
go.
possible. Here they come. But he's already lost so many workers.
18 worker kills racked up for Vulcan at this stage, and that's crippling in a PvP.
That is huge. That's crippling in anything, really. I mean, unless you have a mule. That's like... That's all your workers.
And after losing all those workers, Ben's got a few idle ones sitting next to a pylon. Just there we go, back onto the minerals they go. And the Warp Prism does go down. And Vulcan at this stage has no units other than the 21 probes in his base.
Will Ben decide to go out, try to do a counter-attack, or is he going to safe hold his ramp? Looks like he's going to decide to
Well, the
safe
Warp
hold.
Prism is being rebuilt. Yeah, the Warp Prism is being rebuilt, and we've got Zealot Sentry gonna do a push, but I do feel that Ben's army is more than enough to deal with it. He's got a sentry of his own now.
Most definitely. I mean, nothing
And
can be
in
said
comes the
about
Warp
the
Prism.
11-minute rush. But Vulcan's going to have to give this up sooner or later and transition in some sort of, I guess, standard late mid-game play.
And Ben's just gonna... Oh, he hits the force field. No, he doesn't. It's a slightly wider ramp than a one force field ramp. He needs two, but he didn't have the sentry energy up, so those units did come streaming in.
That is less than preferable. Able to get an easy surround though. Losing his sentries. Will that sentry get away? No, he will not. Smacked down. I'm not quite sure I agree with the choice to keep the observer in oh. Well, I guess it didn't really matter. But I would have liked to see that observer scout the base of Vulcan to find out what's going on.
Yeah,